Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at some of my defense replays because Splash, who's the top ranker from our server, he recruited for Mikola, built her up, and did some team testing against my SCARLITA stall defense, and we can take a look at how some of these turned out because he used a lot of teams which people were thinking would be really good with Mikola. For example, the first team he tried here was almost an entirely melee-oriented team, even Elsa, who can jump into melee range. I think one issue with it and why it didn't manage to do so well into me is because of the map I actually have selected for my defense, because I think it's called map 3, and that will have walls on the arena map, and so all the melee units cannot get into the action, and as you can tell here, Soren and Lumont are both stuck in the back. And so Elsa does use her ultimate, gets into the middle of the field. He should be getting control of the honor arena. Yeah, 3v1, so he'll get control of the honor arena. That is going to apply the attack buff to his team from the heroic duel skill of Mikola. And unfortunately, he gets an unlucky damage reflect right into Elsa's face. And the Lumont and Soren are not really able to participate in the match other than being members for the honor arena, and so that's why this kind of didn't really work out. But definitely I think if there were not these walls on the map and I had a different formation, then all of his heroes would probably be able to reach the enemy and try to gain the value from that. So the other interesting thing is you can tell when the honor arena is under your control because it turns green. Until it turns green, you're not actually having control of it, but it did turn green during that fight. So after that testing, he decided he wanted to try a different team comp with Thorin rather than the Elsa, because the Elsa went in and died too quickly. Definitely I think Thorin is a good teammate for Mikola, especially if Thorin is soul pacting Mikola to protect her, because Mikola does go into the front line and she is a little bit susceptible to being killed quickly, and you want her to survive for as long as possible to continuously give haste and range defense buff to your team, and of course give your other buffs from like vigorous call, physical and defense buffs and healing. So we'll take a look at the second defense attack and what happened. But again, the problem was he did put Soren on the left, but my Iron is going to loop everyone up. And so Soren is still going to be outside of the fight, and even Thorin can't really participate in the fight right here. So Shakira is going to cast his ultimate, giving damage reduction to Lumont, maybe even the Thorin now, and Soren, and now all of his team is able to get into the honor arena. He maintains control over that. It's turned green right now, and so he's in a pretty good position. They're all getting the buff from the Lupine's aura of Shakir. However, the problem is my SCARLITA gets like almost a perfect combo off right now, and the whole enemy team is grouped up. And so I think it just cannot withstand the burst of SCARLITA, but it almost does. And it's just a couple more skill casts that SCARLITA does to knock off enemies. But definitely this was a much better showcase of what can happen. And also keep in mind, I think as Soren and Lumont are both only Supreme Plus, they're not Paragon. And I have almost Paragon 2 on my entire defense. So maybe with different Ascension levels, this team could also work. But from what I've seen so far, and even right now, now the honor arena is going to shift control back to not being on his team because the Shakir ran outside of the range, and here I think it's just going to be a stall out. He's not able to clear me and I'm not able to kill him, but that will count as a loss for him. Okay, so that is that. But what I've seen is Thorin is a really good ally to Mikola, especially if Thorin is soul pacting Mikola. Another thing I've seen is that the healing from Mikola, it can be enough, but I feel like it is kind of slow. There's not like bursts of healing other than a vigorous call, and sometimes there are windows where she can just be nuked down and killed, and yeah, so I feel like the best ally for her would be another continuous healer like Damien, and I think Damien is really good because it will stack the haste buff onto her. Like if you have Damien, Mikola, Shakir all together, you have massive haste buff, like around 100 or more haste, and then you have the continuous healing from Damien. The Toy Chariot of Damien does count for the honor arena for giving your side control. Even summons like Freyaster's Illusion counts for it as well. So that is good. And then Shakir for the damage reduction is, yeah. So I think those are really the dream team. And then you could also do a Thorin as well. Like, for example, Thorin, Shakir, Mikola, Damien. And then finally, you would probably want some backline, either damage dealer or even a SCARLITA, or even like a utility like Lily May, for example. So here and now he found some teams which are going to beat my defense. Again, kind of an interesting team to be using Rainier. And he's using Coco. Coco does really well, like all of these Mauler teams. And really, Mikola is just going to kind of amplify the strength of Mauler teams that have like Shakir, even Brutus sometimes, and then Mikola as well. But if you have the Coco, you have that damage reduction. She's a really good backline support. And for this arena map specifically, you don't want to have so many frontline heroes because they're not able to even all make it into the battlefield. So here he's going to go for the Coco. And he's going to position swap the Shakir with the Haywin to increase the damage that Haywin receives. And Shakir is not in range to activate the Honor Arena, so he is not going to be able to get control over that right now. Right now, it is a 2v2 in the Honor Arena. Mikola goes into a bit of a compromising position, as you can see here, getting hit by the damage effect. And that's why I feel like having another support healer might be nice. I think she just used Vigorous Call there, almost a full like instant heal onto herself and gets the defensive buffs. And now Coco as well. And Coco damage reduction plus the defensive buffs of Mikola's Vigorous Call skill, it's going to be enough that they're going to tank out the SCARLITA combo, and the damage effect of Thorn is just going to finish off the SCARLITA. Rainier is going to remove Haywin from the battlefield, and Shakir is just like basically buying time for his team. And in this fight, he didn't even get control of the Honor Arena. I think it's been gray throughout. I don't think it turned green. So definitely, like, I think if there were like a Damien in here, that would be really good. A Damien. And yeah, because if the Damien moves up, he will count as one ally for the Honor Arena. Okay, but interesting. Definitely an interesting team. He's just going to clean it up from this point. Mikola already went down because she is a melee support. She is at the risk of being killed by either Thorin damage reflect or any form of damage or aggro onto her. And here we have now, this is a final team. I think Mikola survived the entire fight, and even my Haywin survived the entire fight. So now you can tell if, for example, Mikola can control the Honor Arena with her team, and if she can survive the whole fight, continuously casting her empowered ultimate, this is the potential of her healing, and it is pretty high. 2.2 million damage compared to Haywin, who is basic, and Damien, who are basically dedicated healers. She is almost matching their healing output, which is good. But it's kind of like you need to have so much control over the Honor Arena to get this to happen. But I think in this fight, he did have a good control of that. Okay, let's take a look at it. And so Shakir is going to be swapped this time with the Damien. Yeah, so now, no, it's still with the Haywin. Okay, but Thorin is in the Honor Arena. Shakir is going to ult up again. The fight plays out pretty similarly so far. Do we get a kill? Does he get a kill on the Toy Chariot? Is that how he gets control of the Honor Arena here? Because, or maybe the Shakir ultimate is going to bring in team members so that he can get the control of the Honor Arena. No, still no control of the Honor Arena. So not actually as good of a start as I thought, but something is going to happen here. SCARLITA is going to go for her ultimate. The Coco damage reduction is running, and the Vigorous Call from Mikola as well. And now he's going to gain control of the Honor Arena, having the 2v1 here. I think, or maybe not even that. Okay, so even without control of the Honor Arena, somehow the Mikola healed a lot during this fight and was still capable of doing a lot. So definitely there are going to be some optimizations for a team like this. I could see how this team could be even more menacing and devastating if he could maintain control of that Honor Arena. And I think Damien is really probably one of the best options. He can also respawn if he gets killed, and he gives that continuous healing. Haywin, for example, in a team like with Mikola, she's a long range hero. She's never going to have like the potential of controlling that or getting into the Honor Arena. So let's just take a look at some heroes which could maybe synergize. I think Brutus would be really good. Brutus and Shakir already is a pretty good combination. maybe even better than the Thorn. But I guess Thorn and Brutus are kind of similar. They both have the protection from death. And he opted to go for the Thorn for also the Soul Pact and damage, reflect damage. But I think Coco is a really good option. I think Coco with Mikola is going to be kind of the dream team, and also Damien Shakir. I feel like Damien is really going to be the best option for this team, because if you're stacking so much haste, like if you take a look at Damien from his Mythic Plus, that is going to give you 50 haste, and then Mikola, with her onto herself, she will give 30 haste, but onto her allies, she will give 40 haste, so that's 90 haste onto allies, and then you have your Shakir on top of all of this. Your Shakir and Lupin's Aura is going to give 25 haste to everyone, so that is total 115 haste onto your allies, and haste means the frequency of your skill casting will be 115% faster. So basically a cooldown of 6 seconds will be on a cooldown of like under 3 seconds, like over doubly fast, because over 100%. I think that is how it works. I don't know if there's some hard limit to how low you can reduce the cooldowns of your skills, but that can be pretty insane. And I think the continuous healing of Damien is just like the perfect combo and help for keeping Mikola alive, because together they can be pretty strong. So I am expecting that Shakir, Damien, Mikola, maybe Coco, and then finally either some long-range hero option, maybe SCARLITA, maybe Thorn, or maybe like, yeah, Lily May for crowd utility. I think some team like that would probably be the best option that can be tried to run. But definitely we will do more testing from different people's accounts, because I haven't built up Mikola on my account. I can't, because I don't have enough resources to go for it. And because I went for Lily May, but definitely will be doing testing on other people's accounts. But let me know what you guys think about Mikola so far. I think she's definitely very interesting, and definitely in Supreme Arena she will have a place. For arena defense, like regular arena, I think probably won't have a place, because she's a melee support is a little bit counterable and susceptible. But definitely I think for Supreme Arena defenses she'll be strong, and even on arena offense she can have. Because Shakir teams or Coco teams are really a key way of countering enemy SCARLITA stall defenses. And so, like, even if you use some of these teams Splash used, he wasn't using any Celestial Hypogean. He was just using Rainier, which everyone has, and then using Shakir Thorin type heroes, which a lot of people will have built up, and you can use them to counter even these SCARLITA stall team. So that's the interesting thing. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. And until then, everyone, peace out for now. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, because I upload daily AFK Journey videos. And if you want to join my Discord server for AFK Journey, the link to that will be in the description of this video. But thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.